Luigi, tu, mamma mia,
Baby Mario, let's go! Yahoo!
that's what I do. Thank you. From out today. Thank you very much. It's terrific to be here. I love Vancouver. You guys have such a great city, and you know what great food, great people, wonderful environment. Happy to be here, and thank you all for coming. So this is like a question-answer forum. So I'm happy to just start with questions and then go for a question and answer, or I can tell you, for example, something like, how did you get the voice of Mario? Some people, that's like a popular question, and I'll start by telling that little story. Because, you know, I was an actor and doing some voiceover work, and went to train in the Drama Studio of London, England, and so doing acting, and then a friend of mine, I'm like, as actors do, you know, you wait when you're doing video and television and radio, you wait for the phone to ring, you know. At least you did back in the old days. And so I'm like on the beach waiting for the phone to ring, and the phone rings, but it's not my agent, it's a friend who goes, hey, there's an audition for a trade show in Las Vegas. You should go. And I said, you know, absolutely no way am I going to go crash an audition. I'm a professional actor. Here, you can see I'm on the beach, you know. So, you know, or else I'm golfing, you know. It's like, that's what a lot of actors do. They golf and go to the beach and then they struggle, you know. It's like, yeah, you know. But I said, there's just no way I'm going to go. And he goes, yeah, come on. It's a trade show. I'm going to be in it. You got to come. So I said, all right, okay, I'll go. And I went, of course, late. I'm walking in the door as the cameraman with the camera in the bag and the producer are walking out the door, and I said, hi, can you please read this? And, you know, it's like, oh, that moment of like, I really want to say no. And he goes, all right, come on in, you know, we'll set the camera up. So you're an Italian plumber from Brooklyn, right? And you're going to have these contacts glued to your face and this helmet on, and when you move your face, that's supposed to make this real-time cartoon system work. So when you say hello, it's going to go hello. You know, we have no idea whether it's going to work or not. But you're going to talk to people all day long. If it doesn't work or if it does work, you just talk. So you make up a voice, make up a video game, start talking, and whenever you stop talking, that's your audition. And I'm like, okay, Italian plumber from Brooklyn, right? It's like, hey, how you doing? I'm under your sink. Don't bother me here, you know. Hey, get out of my face. I'm working here, you know. And the images are not spectacular. And, you know, and I'm like, well, okay, but I could do that, but I should do something a little bit more nice because, you know, I don't want to be mean all day long, you know, and gruff, and of course, and if there are children in the audience, I want them to be happy, to, you know, not like intimidated. I had never seen Mario, never heard of Mario, had no idea about Mario games. The only video games that I ever played was sort of like Pong, Space Invaders, waka 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 waka, you know, and that's about it, you know. I'm like, okay, so I can make up a voice in a video game, but you know, I'll make it maybe lighter, maybe something like, you know, hey, how you doing? I'm nice at that. I had played this part of Gremio and Taming the Shrews a few years before, so I'm like, oh, nice Italian guy, talk like this, and I'm like, oh, I'll do something like that, but I'll make it younger. I'm more excited and enthusiastic and positive, you know. But video games, I mean. How do you make up a video game? What do you do? Go boom, 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 you know? So I obviously had missed the part of Mr. Miyamoto coming in and revolutionizing an entire industry. So at the time, and so I was sitting there thinking about, okay, I'll be nice, I'll do this, and all of a sudden I hear action, and I turn to the camera and I hear it say in the voice that you hear today, hello, I'm Mario, okie dokie, let's make a pizza pie together. You go get some sausage, I'm going to get some spaghetti. We put the spaghetti and the sausage on the pizza pie. Then I'm going to chase you the pizza. If I catch you the pizza, you're going to eat the pizza. Then we're going to make lasagna, you know. And I don't know. All food got into my, I love food. So food was like the dialogue. And I just, you know, we're chasing each other with spaghetti. Meatballs, my favorite, up and down the hill. And, you know, the idea of spaghetti's rolling down the hill and, you know, pasta and things was just fun to me. And I also kind of like, you know, being a bit, you know, I don't know what I am, but, you know, he said you start and whenever you stop, that's your audition. And I don't know why, but I took that, I went, as like a little bit of a challenge, you know. It's like, oh, do you want to see me talk? Okay, I'll just keep talking. Oh, and then we can can go and find the meatball. And if we find the meatball, then we're going to, and I just kept going and 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 going until I heard, cut, stop talking. Thank you. We'll be in touch. And of course, for an actor, that's like, there's the door, don't let it hit you, the way out, But I thought, okay, thank you very much. And I went back, I watched the sunset on the beach. It was really, beautiful day. And I walked out the door, and he gets on the phone, he calls Don James at Nintendo, goes, I found our Mario. I got him. And I don't know exactly what happened, but only my tape ended up going up there, and only my tape ended up in Japan, and from there, like the next day I'm on an airplane, or actually I called a friend up and said, can you do an imitation of this? Hello, I'm a Mario, So there were two of us originally that went up there and went down to Pasadena, got fitted for these custom masks, and then went up and down and up and down and up and down and learned how to use this technology, which I'm still using today, and it's called MERT, Mario in Real Time. And if you're ever at the Nintendo World Store in December or July, August, that sort of time of year, we do that still, so you can still walk up to Mario and talk to Mario on the screen. It's really, it's great fun. And it's been 23 years of absolute fun and joy, coming and meeting you people is great fun for me, and doing the games, recording the games, doing every aspect of my life has been absolutely fabulous because of this, and I've had so much fun through the years, all because I didn't know how to shut up. which served me well in the long haul. It's a funny thing because apparently every other actor, would start up, hey, how you doing? I'm Mario. Then, I'm a plumber and I'm from Brooklyn and how you doing? You mean like that? And as soon as they broke character, the producer would go, yes, like that. Thank you. Next. Because he had made his point. I want you to do this. And people were trying to please him rather than take the ball. It's like when you're a dog on the beach, which I very much am, and somebody throws the ball. You don't go, okay, I'm going to go get it. If I run like this, is that how you want me to get the ball? No. Just be the dog, go get that. And somehow that was me at that moment. So, being an actor is a funny thing. You always want to be creative and productive and do what, bring to the party what you have. But you can't be trying to get the job or trying to do what somebody else wants you to do because you'll never get it. So that's my theory of that. It's like the cup is yellow. I just want to say that. I was like, whoa, every time I look at this water, it's like, So, hi, who wants to ask me a question? And feel free to ask me anything.
What was your favorite game to do the voices on Mario?
Wow, what was my favorite game to do the voice of Mario? I got to tell you, we had been doing the Mario in real time since 1990/1991, and I got a phone call from the guys at Nintendo, and they said, Mr. Miyamoto would like you to do the voice in a video game because there's going to be a platform that can support more memory. And I'm like, oh, cool, okay, so that's when it was, in those days it was like doing CES shows, like 2 a year, and then all of a sudden it's like, an occasional, media thing, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, fly up to Seattle, eat sushi, and do a voice in a video game. That could be fun, and it was that game in particular, Mario 64 for the N64, was miraculous because all those years of having done Mario's voice, talking to people and talking to kids, suddenly I could put them in the game. You're like, woohoo, okie dokie, yeah, thank you very much, things like that. And so it's like everything, because it was brand new, it gives me actually goosebumps to talk about it because I remember that session. I can't tell you how fun it was. Someone said, well, in this sort of place, he wants to be excited, but not as excited because then he's going to be more excited the next one and the next one. So, yahoo! And so it was putting all those things in there was just completely fun. And, when there was this moment, it's like, okay, well, now when you put a controller down and people don't play it again, we want to encourage them to play, but then if they don't do it, obviously we can't keep saying the same thing. So we'll do something. And I have no idea who it was, but somehow we came up with the idea of spaghetti, ravioli, mamma mia, And so I did that, and it's like just seeing that and remembering those things is like the super fondest memories of anything. But I love every game I recorded. I recorded 5 games in Japan. And that was amazingly fun to go into Mr. Koji Kondo's studio, which is big enough for a symphony to go into, you know, and that's where they record these incredible musics and things and sounds. And you go in this beautiful wood and beautiful, you take off your shoes, you put on little slippers. Now I have size 14 feet, so when I say little slippers, they're like about that big, you know, so I can put them over my big toe, and that's about it, you know. So you put them on, and you go in, and it was just so much fun doing that, you know, those voices too. But every time I record, I go up to Seattle, and we have like a sushi lunch, and then we'll either do this, look at the scripts, or we watch videos of some new motions and things that are going to happen, you know, like the propeller suit. When first time I saw the propeller suit, I'm like, oh, I want that. It was so fun, you know. And I swear, you know, sometimes you record and you don't have a lot of images. So, you know, when I saw Mario Galaxy for the first time, I had like goosebumps everywhere. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome, you know. And I'm one of those people that still to this day plays like this. Yeah. So that was fun. Every game has been super fun to play, and I particularly love it when you know, it's a funny thing when I'm in a session, it's like I'm just doing, and then when I see the game, sometimes I can forget like a character that I played. Like the game we were talking about last night. Sunshine. Thank you, Mario Sunshine. You know, it's like I did the voice of the tour guide, and I forgot, and I'm playing the game, and I hear, "Welcome to the Isle Delfino," and I'm like, "Oh, that's me," you know. But then as soon as I see that, then I remember, oh, that was the fourth take on the third. You know, suddenly, like I'm, you know, idiot savant or something. Suddenly, I can remember what take things came out of, and where we were going with it, and what we were looking for, and that's good for me because it always helps me track things. I think one of my amazing feelings about Nintendo is they have so much love for the video games. Everybody there loves games. That's why they work there, you know? So it's like there always is a certain level of integrity that I just love going and participating in. And more on that later. Sure, go ahead, ask me anything.
We had one that was right back there.
What's your favorite role to voice, and what was your favorite game to voice those roles in?
Well, my favorite voice to do, and my favorite game. You know, my favorite voice is Mario. I wake up in the morning, and when I'm in a happy and good mood and things are happening, like this morning I'm like, Yahoo! You know, here we go! You know, getting out of bed, and I, you know, so like, you know, the music sometimes comes to me, you know, you know, like, who's playing that? You know, so I love Mario. You know, all the characters are great, and again, there's that aspect of, you know, everybody loves the games, and they make these characters that are so great because they're real characters. You know, it's like everybody has those character elements, like a Luigi who's a little bit more shy and fearful, or Mario that's more courageous, or you know, Waluigi that's jealous and sort of like self-pity. And you know, those aspects are all real characteristics, and so I think that adds to the sense of fun. It certainly gives me a lot to grab onto, knowing, okay, I want that feeling is what I want from this voice and my action on it. And my favorite game, it's so hard to say what my favorite game is. You know, I love every Mario Kart game. Is super fun for me to play. The Smash Brothers series is really good, and really Mario 64 was the game that started me going, oh my goodness, you know. But it's such a tribute to Mr. Miyamoto and the incredible integrity of you know, 30 years and more of a character that keeps growing but is always consistent, you know, and always true to form. You know, so every time I'm always looking forward to what's coming next, and I'm going to E3 tomorrow afternoon, so I'm sorry I won't be able to stay here and see the end of the day, but I'll still be autographing the day. But I can't wait to see what's coming next, you know, it's woohoo! Yes?
Just to follow up on that one too, with Smash Brothers, it is possible to play a 4-player game without making you leave the screen. You can have a 4-player, like you can have Wario, Mario, like Baby Mario. You can have all of those characters on the screen. You're saying like how each character has their own emotion. Is that kind of like, how do you find different variations of these same like 4 brothers that keep coming up?
Well, you know, how do I find that variation? You know, it's like anything. I think, you know, like Hamlet's a great play for the last several hundred years because those emotions are very real and very true to form. So, I mean, Mario, Hamlet, Mario, different slightly in stature and form, but it's like the everyman character that is so incredibly engaging to me, and then too, it's like every character has his little niche, and every character has his own little flaw or little asset, and it's easy to grab onto those because the nature of the characters never changes, So for me, it's like, I'm there, I know exactly where I want to try with these things. There.
On IMDb, it lists you as having provided a voice for Skyrim, and I've always been curious as to what that's all about.
Oh, on IMDb it lists me as doing a voice for Skyrim. Yes, that is actually true. I did the voice of Parthenax and I'm so glad I remember that. I usually forget these names, Yeah, I wish I could remember some of the lines, but I did Parthenax. That voice was deep and strong, or maybe it was more like that, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I did Lord of the Rings, 3 voices and that, the Scottish guy with the axe, and the the little kings, and the voice of the dead, which was like, oh, that's oh, look, I'm dead, that was fun. Yeah, really fun. Yeah. Sometimes IMDb is a little bit off, and sometimes they're right, I find.
I think Travis said something.
As a treat for the audience, I have here a Mario book, a children's book from 24 years ago.
Aww.
Would you mind reading it and the dialogue in the different character voices as...
I seem like I'm old and I can't see.
I'll start it over there. Super Mario Brothers trapped in the perilous pit.
Oh, mamma mia! Oh, can you see it? Super Mario Bros. Trapped in the perilous pit by Jack C. Harris, illustrated by Art and King Ellis. Oh, really like this book. Oh my God, it's really long. Falling through time and space, they eventually ended up in the magic land of a Princess Toadstool's mushroom people. Since they couldn't find a bus back to Brooklyn, they set up their own local plumbing business to help keep it busy until they could make their way home. You see that little toad, you got the princess, you got the Luigi, you got the Mario. Princess Toadstool was a super duper nice person and a friendly ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. One day, way down underneath her palace, Mario and Luigi were busy putting plenty of puzzling pipes together in their proper places. Oh, this sure is hard work, said Luigi, but I'm always happy to do work for Princess Toadstool. Ah, it's only hard work for plumbers with hard heads, said Mario. Mario, oh, he's so funny. My head might be hard, said Luigi, but at least my stomach's normal. I don't eat disgusting stuff like mushroom and jelly sandwiches. Yuck. Oh, no, cried Mario, ignoring his brother and searching through his lunchbox. I run out of fresh mushrooms. This is terrible. I bet there are some fresh mushrooms growing further down, and he went looking for mushrooms, which, as we know, all grow in dark, damp places. Suddenly, he heard a strange sound. Mario was horrified to see evil King Koopa and his Koopa troopers invading the castle. You see, there's a sewer line, and there's a Koopa trooper in all of you guys. Ah, great God, the purple pasta, thought Mario. King Koopa is up and not to no good. What am I gonna do? All of a sudden, Mario looked down at his feet and saw the answer to his questions. Magic red mushrooms. Eating mushrooms is very, very dangerous, unless you know which one. This is the legal disclaimer. Eating red mushrooms is very, very dangerous, unless you know which ones are safer to eat. Luckily, Mario knew that these mushrooms were safer. He knew that these mushrooms had the power to make anybody change into a giant. Oh, now I'm going to scare those Koopa troopers, he said, as he gobbled down the red mushrooms. Out from behind the pipes came a giant Mario, yelling, Fee-fi-fo-fat. You better run or I'll squash you flat. I wonder what the sequel is to this. The frightened Koopa troopers ran screaming in every direction. Oh. But evil King Koopa wasn't fooled as easily by his Koopa troopers. That's no giant... Oh, that's no giant monster, he snapped. He has a Italian accent when I do it. He snarled as he waved his hands majestically at his pipes. He's only one of those stupid Mario Bros who are always getting in the way. My menacing magic can squeeze him down to size. Watch and see. Ha 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 ha. I think we're halfway yet. Should I keep going, or should I we just go back to questions?
Charles, why not?
I don't know who either King or Mario Luigi. Luigi was nearby. After picking flowers for the princess, he went searching. He's a very romantic, my brother Luigi. He went looking for his bro Mario.
Oh no, I knew Mario was taking too long, but I had no idea he was getting into trouble. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can help. After all, these aren't ordinary flowers. These are magic fire flowers.
Out from behind the pipes, Luigi charged at the Koopa Troopas, furiously firing a fire flower. Please, help, please, cried the frightened Koopa Troopas.
The fire from the fire flower will fry our flesh.
Yeah, hurry, called Mario. The Koopa Troopas won't remain started for long, and we have to warn the princess. You can see that Luigi is undoing the pipe that Mario is wrapped around in here. Racing through the passageways beneath the castle, Mario and Luigi tried to escape the Koopa Troopas, but the villains chased them right into a hidden trapdoor. Oh, he found down the trapdoor.
Yow! That was quite a step, yelled Luigi as he fell.
That was no step, you bumbler, said Mario. We've fallen into a trap. How are we going to warn the princess now? While one squadron of Koopa Troopas captured the Mario Bros, a second squadron continued up to the castle pipes to Princess Toadstool's throne room. Eek! Screamed the princess as the Koopa Troopas grabbed her and her guards. Oh, goodness gracious, cried Princess as the Koopa Troopas carried her off. Deep down in the dark, the Mario brothers, helpless as they were, heard the princess cries. Oh, help Mario! What are we going to do? Called Luigi. My fire flower can't burn us out of here. So true, cried Mario. And my magic red mushrooms can't help. It's even too deep for a giant to climb out. That's funny, said Luigi. The princess's screams seem to be getting louder. Oh, there's nothing funny about that, said Mario. King Koopa's throwing her down here with us. Oh, goodness gracious, said the princess as she landed on the floor of the peak with a hard thump. King Koopa's closing the door. We're going to run out of air.
Oh no, cried Luigi. King Koopa will lose the castle while we held helpless down here. Even with our magic objects, we can't keep her stopping.
Oh, but you can, cried Princess Toadstool as she noticed the flower and the mushrooms. All you have to do is work together. Oh, I have a feeling this is going to turn out well after all. Together! That is, cried Mario. He ate his last magic red mushroom. In an instant he began to grow. Head high by the giant Mario, Luigi carefully aimed the last fire flower at the wooden trapdoor.
Oh, it's working. I couldn't have reached it without your help.
Oh, and I couldn't have opened it without yours, said Mario graciously. Mario's very nice guy, very gracious. Boom! The fire flower burst open the wooden trapdoor of the perilous feet. Out the sky. Perilous feet. Alliteration. There, out described Luigi, but before King Koopa or any of the Koopa Troopas realized what happened, Luigi grabbed his wrench, opened the biggest water pipe he could find. Bye, he said as King Koopa and the Koopa Troopas were washed away. That night, a huge victory party. See, they were washed away, so I had to applause now. Come on, King Koopa. That night, a huge victory party was held in the throne room in honor of the heroic Mario Bros. What's the matter, Mario? Asked Princess Toadstool. Why do you look upset after your great victory? Oh, I ate the last mushroom to get us out of the pit. Now, I have none for my mushroom and jelly sandwiches. This is terrible.
You know what? Asked Luigi laughing. I'd face 100 other dark and perilous pits, but I hate to see what's down in the pit of Mario's stomach.
Oh, there's Luigi. He's so funny.
quiet, said Luigi, and get me the pickles for the top of my Italian ice.
Mario was obsessed with food before you.
Yes, see? Yeah, it is amazing, you know, the amount of coincidences between the character and me and similarities are just amazing, you know? There it is. Who knew?
And then you have a new origin story and everything.
Yeah, really, yeah. I'm gonna go.
Some, right there in the green.
Out of all the things that the fan has made, including fan art and animations, what is the thing that's the most offensive to you?
Of fan art?
From a child.
Yeah, you know, it's one of the great lucky things for me that, you know, I feel like when I'm greeted, I'm like Father Christmas the day after Christmas morning, you know? So people are never offensive to me. You know, they're just always super nice to me. You know, that this little boy in London came up to me and said, Mel Blanc was the voice of my father's childhood, and you're the voice of mine. And you just go, oh, it's like, what can you do? You know, I'm walking in Heidelberg and walking along, ordering a fish thing, and this guy goes, excuse me, are you Charles Martinet? And I'm like, yeah, I am. How did you recognize me? Well, your hair. But you were the greatest actor ever. I saw a YouTube video on you. I'm from Algeria or something, and I just wanted to say hello. You know, it's like so it's all great to me. I don't really see offensive art. You know, it's sort of like it's taken down from my Facebook page before I can see anything if it's there. So, and you know, I don't get offended easily. What did you see? Did you see something nice?
We do have an art show back there, but I think...
Oh, well, there it is.
Has it ever been hard for you to get into character? Like you just wake up and one day you just can't get into character no matter how hard you try, like, oh no, I might be losing it or whatnot. How do you get past that?
The question is it ever hard for me to get into character? Do you ever lose the character? And how do you get past that? You know, I've never had the slightest issue with that with any of the characters that I can remember. The only time it's ever challenging is if you get a script and what's written is not what the character would say. So then you have to just alter that, you know, alter the words a little bit to get into that sort of realm. But I've never had a problem getting into character. What's interesting is a cartoon actor, though. If you do a cartoon or something, you know, it's like you have 30 minutes and you have the beginning, the middle, and the end. And maintain the integrity of that character, the placement of the voice and the placement of the placement of the motivations and things, that has to stay true. And that's the sort of cornerstone of the way that you keep, you know, the consistency in the character. You can't start a character off, you know, like, hey, how you doing, like this? I'm doing like this. And then end up like this, all right, I'm doing, you know, because it's a different body tension. And the voice sounds not that different, but different enough so that when we go, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right, you know? They won't see the difference in your body tension, but you can slightly just hear that little bit of difference. So those characters, you know, of Nintendo are such wonderful characters that they're very easy for me to have the joy of stepping into.
We've had a very patient hand far back there. It's been up the whole...
Hello, patient hand.
Hello. Out of all of the Mario quotes, which one is your favorite that you did?
Out of all the
Mario quotes.
Mario quotes. Oh, that's a really good question. My favorite, you know, I love every single one, but I have to say, I really love, here we go! Thank you very much for playing my games. Oh, mamma mia! Let's go! Woo-hoo! The one that I do the most in my own brain is, woo-hoo! Because that's just always there, you know? But I love it. What's your favorite?
My favorite one of all of them is probably Mario going to get you next time.
Mario going to get you next time. Oh, that's great. That's great. Do you like it when he goes, Mario time? Mario time. I love that. That's fun too. Mario get you next time.
I was just wondering, when you were working on Skyrim, or another game that's more like dialogue heavy and has more defined characters, were you still given a lot of freedom in creating the voice, or was there somebody there like always directing you on how to do it?
You know, Skyrim, but the question is, doing a voice like Skyrim, was there the same amount of freedom in doing the voice, or was there somebody there being more careful in the direction? There was somebody being, there were so many words that were invented by the storyboarding people. So there had to be somebody, a dialogue sort of person, to make sure that I pronounced everything correctly, and they laid it out phonetically. A different style of recording. They put, there's something called ADR, the dialogue replacement, where you see something happening. This is in movies and things, and you see the character move his voice to the, hey, how you doing? My name's Bob, and it counts down 3, 2, 1, and then you go, hey, how you doing? My name's Bob. Hey, how you doing? My name's Bob. So you can do the dialogue replacement. That's the sort of style that what we kind of did with them is a little bit more like that. The script was there on a TV screen with each thing, but we didn't have like the live action. So it was different style of recording. Lots of words. Yeah, lots of words. And they were very good producers, I'm a big lover of producers who go, okay, let's do it like this, or a director, and you do it, and it's like, great, that was great. There are so many directors who go, that was great, do it again exactly the same way. And you go, wait, are we going to record it this time? And sometimes when you're doing some voices, like the shoot 'em up games, you're screaming all the time. And I won't mention the company or the game, but I went in there and it was all screaming, and I had a script that thick, and the director goes, oh, we want to do 3 takes of 3, and then we'll listen to them, and then we'll do another set of 3. 3 takes of 3. And I said, okay, that's 18 times. And you're looking for 1 take. I said, the thing is, I have a responsibility to do this character of Mario, and I can't blow my voice out screaming at the top of my lungs, over and over again. Why don't we do 1 take of 3, and then if you have what you want, we'll keep it. And if you think you want something else, then direct me and I'll do that, and we'll do another take of 3. Because otherwise, I have to have a voice, And it was, you could hear a pin drop. No actor had ever said that to them before. It was really funny because it was like, and he scowled at me, and I'm like, and so they did it, they did it, and I'm very glad they did it because it preserved my voice. And I've never worked for them again. It's a big game company. I've never worked for them again. But I kept my voice, and a friend of mine, who's a very good actor, went in there and he just did. Everyone else was just doing what they were told to do. They just, okay, 3 sets of 3 times 2. And then, another set of 3, okay. And they did it, and this guy was screaming his lines because it's all war, attack, kill, murder, war. And he bled from his vocal box. And so he had to go to a doctor who said, you may not speak or whisper for 30 days, and then come back and see me. So you always have to be, the thing is, as an artist, you always want to give everything you possibly can to make that. I want to make it really great, but you also have to respect your instrument and go, okay, look, I can give this much safely. Let's do that, I don't know how I got onto that. It wasn't exactly what you were asking. But there it is.
Games like, especially Smash Brothers, like a really heavy character game. I've seen a lot of kind of voice actors that do like kind of a grunt track at the end, like all the hits, the jumps, the little noises. Like,
yeah.
How intensive must that be when you're recording like 6 characters that are in a game where they just hit each other?
Yeah. It's great. It's really fun. Nintendo is so nice to me because we do 4-hour sessions. And we do, like, if you have like 5 characters, 6 characters, we do 4 hours of Mario, 4 hours the next day of Luigi, 4 hours the next day of Waluigi, and then the babies, and because they don't usually talk that much if we did that. But then the last is Wario, and we do our grunts and screams and things at the end of each day of each character, because that gives me maximum time. But still, by the time I'm finished with Wario, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go home and pat my throat. It's okay. But it's interesting because the guy that does Bowser, that deep all the time. I don't know how he does it, but I know for me, if anybody's a voice actor and you're doing acting, is water. It's like I drink water after every take to keep things, fluid and lubricated to maintain and preserve your voice. I'm telling you.
They're more important than me.
Yeah.
They're wondering why I'm standing here for the most part.
He's a great moderator, isn't he?
Another little hand back there.
Little hand, yeah.
You have an insurance policy on your voice.
Do I have an insurance policy on my voice? You know, I imagine Nintendo probably does. I don't. I'm cheap for that, But I don't. But I'm sure Nintendo probably does. Yeah, at least $10. Maybe 20. Do you have an insurance policy on your voice?
I wish.
Do you want to be a voice actor or animator? Play video games for a living. A lot of people that work at Nintendo, they were playing video games. And in the old days, before the internet, you had like a help center that you call up, and these guys, the entry level and out of colleges, into being, what are they called?
Gameplay counselor.
Game counselor. Thank you, gameplay counselor. And you call up, and they tell you what to do. Of course, now you just go look at the cheats on YouTube, etc. In the old days, you had to combine buttons to make them jump long, and I couldn't figure that out because it's like there's a button here and a button here, it's like, come on, go, and there was no memory. So you get all the way to this point, and then you're like, third death, or oh no, then you go back to the beginning and die, and I was doing it. I kept thinking, I gotta be able to get this out. I just gotta be able to figure this out. And I was up until like 5:30 in the morning. I went, I guess I better go to bed now. But I didn't want to go to bed, and I lay down and I closed my eyes, and I could see Mario jump that. It's like, and the same thing happened the next night with Duck Hunt. It's like you did whack, 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 whack. They changed those directions like that. So the same thing happened. And then the next day, also I called the game counselor at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Hello, how do you get over that thing?
You can still see those 1-800 numbers on the back of the NES card.
Yeah, huh?
They're still there.
You can call, but no one's going to answer now. Yeah.
You just go straight to Google.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
If you could make a voice, if Link had a voice, what would it be?
Well, I always thought it would be like this. Let's go be heroic and I suggested to Mr. Miyamoto through the channels. I said, if you ever want a voice for Link, I've got it. I got a few ideas here, and I got a very polite response saying, thank you very much, but we think that Mr. Miyamoto is happy with the voice exactly as it is. I'm like, well, that makes sense, you really, it's amazing. Mr. Miyamoto, more than anybody else in the world, I'm sure, knows what works in video games. He's Nintendo, Mr. Miyamoto, creating side-scrolling, 3 dimensions, all these incredible characters. So I always trust that. People also ask me, gee, don't you wish that Mario had a lot more lines? And I go, no, because I know it's exactly the way it's going to be the best, because I trust all the creative people that are from me on up, that create the games, design the games, and then Mr. Miyamoto who really knows what makes a great game, So it's a great relationship.
Link did have that animated voice.
Yeah.
Where he's kind of like, well, excuse me, princess, like into a Mario.
I wouldn't give it a try.
Okay, boy, I'm so hungry, I could eat an ocarina.
Was that just a general audition, or was somebody at Bethesda like, oh, this is the guy who voiced the most prolific video game character ever, let's have him voice a dragon?
Yeah. The question is, was it an audition, or was it just this, oh gosh, you do Mario, we want you. It was an audition. Auditions have changed so dramatically. Now you have something like Voice One, and your client uploads like a script, and then your agent all over the place, my agent in Los Angeles, AVO talent, they downloaded that, sent out the audition, and I auditioned for it and got it. So it's just like a very wide, broad, because agents in Seattle and San Francisco and New York and Chicago were all doing that audition, so I just got very lucky. Yeah, gone are the days, it used to be, when you were doing voiceover, there was a very small pool, And you're in there doing one session. Hello, this is the way to clean your drapes. Oh, that's great. Do you do a Russian accent? Well, of course I do a Russian accent anytime. Oh, great. What are you doing on Wednesday? Come on by. There used to be the very tight-knit community. Now it's like very, very spread out. You can work for a client once, and then 3 years later, they see you again and say, "Oh, yeah, I'm so glad they hired you. You're so great. I love that." And you go, "Well, have you done anything between them?" "Oh, yeah, we've done 50 spots." But they don't. They know there's not that same thing of the small pool you keep going back to. The way there was.
I think Mario has a question.
May I talk to my Wario, please?
What's that?
May I talk to Wario, please?
You want to talk to Wario? Okay, I have a rotten day.
Is Waluigi your actual brother? What's the story behind that?
Is Waluigi my brother? No, I hate him. He's my friend.
I don't know exactly how that happened. It's like I don't know. I think they're just little brothers in nemesis. Yeah.
Do you have a particular favorite music soundtrack, video game?
My favorite video game soundtrack. Well, honestly, I hear da-da-da-da-da in my sleep. So, and I love that too. Sometimes I do it. It's like if I'm at the dentist's office. I'm like, I don't like being here. And I the there's something about that. I love that. I love all the music. I think Mr. Koji Kondo's an absolute genius. He knows how to make you smile when you're going through this adventure, like all the time. Do you remember Super Mario Bros. 3D. What was the one where the first time and everybody on the screen is dancing? I mean, I'm like, aww, that's so cute,
And there also was Mario DDR too. If you really want to take a group on that. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, you do too.
This is how you dance, right?
This is how you dance. Yeah, baby.
Well, I remember when I was playing Mario 4, and Mario's voice was actually quite most of the characters they voice were quite enthusiastic. But when I played Mario Party 9, for example, Mario's voice was more woohoo in 4, but in 9 and so forth, it seemed to be more toned down a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one thing
I haven't heard that before, but I don't know.
The one thing I realized is that, considering that you're getting older, it's a bit difficult. Let me explain. Let me explain. Considering that you're getting older, is it difficult to go and keep the same enthusiasm for most of the characters when you voice them?
Is it difficult as you get older to keep the enthusiasm? No, it's not. I absolutely love my life. I love my work. I love the characters. I find it the greatest, most profound honor and joy to do these characters. And what a gift to do what I love to do in life, so I never get tired of it. I'm going down to E3, I will meet many, many people and sign autographs and shake hands, and I'm going to love every second of it.
Again, I hope you didn't take that question the wrong way.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. No, I'm just joking with you. I know that's fine. I am getting older. People sometimes ask, well, when are you going to retire? I'm like, why would I retire if I'm doing what I absolutely love, When I'm not working, I travel. So, I have this just wonderful life of doing what I love, meeting wonderful people, working with wonderful people, playing, and it's like that's what I wish for everybody is that I hope that you all get the chance to do what you love to do in life and encourage you to pursue your passions and build your dream by doing what gives you joy and happiness, expressing the love that you have for your life, for your family, for your friends, for your art, for whatever it is, and making that the cornerstone of your life. Because one thing I will tell you is, yes, I'm definitely getting older. And here's the thing, if I ever do manage to get the discipline to write a book, I really will say this. What happens is you have youth and then you have old age. And it's like, you in this mythology of our life, it's like, I'll get to middle age, and then and it's like, all of a sudden you reach 50, and it's like, well, pretty soon I'll be in middle age, and all of a sudden there I am, 57, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm an old guy. What happened in middle age? I got robbed, you know. I was in middle age when I was denying that I was in middle age, you know. So you have to, you know, seize in every minute of your life. One thing I know is life is fragile, and we spend a lot of time trying to make things guaranteed. You know, oh, I'll have a car and a house and a wife and 2.5 kids and the garage and 4.5 cars, and I'm, you know, and you think you've got it. But life is so slippery, you don't have it. What you have is yourself, your family, your friends, your God, if you have a God, or your goddess, if you have a God, your spirituality. What you have is what you have. And you can, you're the best one to take assessment of that and know that, wow, today could be the last day of my life. I want to live this and do exactly what I want to do. Of course, you got to sometimes still go to the dentist, which is not where you want to be, but just as a general thing, you know. Steve Jobs at the commencement speech or graduation speech, is that the same thing? It's something like that. His commencement speech, he said, he goes, I wake up every day and I say, what would I do, or am I doing what I would want to be doing if this were my last day? Because it could be my last day. He goes, I ask that every day, and one day I'm going to be right. What? It all happens. That's the other thing too, is that, you know, in my brain I thought I was never going to die. You know what I mean? I thought I'd be the guy that just like leaves when it's time to go, or, you know, I'll just go for a holiday, you know. But it's like, you know, life it has an end, a beginning, middle, and end. So enjoy it, have fun.
So the words of advice from Charles Martinet is wake up every day and say, I'm gonna win.
I'm gonna win! That's right. That's a great idea.
Although you're speaking of that too, Mario Party has resulted in more joystick death than any other game in the planet. They're doing that.
Death by joystick.
Oh my God. So many controllers. Breaking away.
Yeah.
You did a voice of a character in Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah, wasn't that fun? Orvis, yeah.
What are your thoughts on voicing that character, and what are your thoughts on the Ratchet and Clank series?
You know, I really like the Ratchet and Clank things. I wish they'd have me back because it was really fun to do. Character looked nothing like in the end what I thought it would look like, but I got the character, the breakdown from my agent in Los Angeles again. I have one in San Francisco too, J.E. Talent, but I have APO in Los Angeles, and they didn't have drawings, and it's really helpful when you're an actor, a cartoon actor, or that sort of thing, to see a drawing, because, you know, if you see somebody with a big jaw, you might go, oh, you might have a big voice, you know, or they just say, well, he's kind of a snob. You go, well, in that case, you know, so you do come up with completely different ideas, but when you see a drawing, it's like, oh, you can hone in on it. So I was surprised with the way that looked, but I thought, you know, the character breakdown was that he was a sweet, loving old man who takes the world, you know. And I had a friend who passed away, Sidney Walker, a wonderful, wonderful actor. I always loved him because he was so generous and caring and loving. And Sidney talked like this, you know. He was an actor on stage with Laurence Olivier and was a wonderful man. You know, so I thought, oh, I'm going to, you know, do my tribute to Sid, doing it, you know, that voice in that game. So I was really surprised, happily surprised when I got it, and loved doing that voice, because Sidney was to me like this loving voice inside of everybody, just personified, you know.
When you go into a recording session as Mario, how much material do you have, like drawings or script, whatnot? And with a game with such little dialogue, how much of it is actually scripted and how much is actually ad-lib?
Okay, so the question is when I go into a session, how much is scripted, how much is ad-lib, are there scripts, and what kind of things and material do I see? And it very much ranges on the game. I've recorded games from like 3 years before the game came out to 3 weeks before the game came out, you know, depending on the developer, the producer, the director, the place, and, you know, sometimes they'll go, okay, wait, we need to do this sort of direction at the last minute, even though everything seems, or, you know, we need to do, okay, now it's time, you know, put the icing on. So it ranges from game to game. Sometimes I see a video and I do voice to the video. Sometimes I always have a script, and we always do scripting, and I always sit there writing down ideas so that we keep it organized. And then as we go through it, you know, we throw away the chafe and keep the good stuff. And then we do improvisation afterwards. And then, too, the guys that I work with are so great. I throw out an idea, they throw an idea back, and, you know, back and forth. And so sometimes the scripts are like 4 or 5 pages long. Sometimes they're 30 pages long. It just depends so much. And sometimes there's only picture. Sometimes I've seen these cool drawings, like the pencil drawing sort of thing. It's like, oh wow, I want one of those on my living room wall, you know? They're so cool. I mean, think of all those. I mean, I don't know if they make cells or how you make a game, what is, you know, but it's miraculous stuff.
We've had a question in the red sweater.
Yeah.
What was the first ever line you ever did?
Far back in the red sweater, but we'll take that one first, I guess.
What was the first? What was the first?
What was the first line you ever did for Mario that you recorded?
What is the opening part of Mario 64? Because I think we did it in 6 sequence. What did he say?
Mario.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's me, Mario. Yeah, I think that was the very first thing for a game that I recorded. Yeah.
And then all of us spent about 4 hours manipulating your face.
Yeah. You know, and it's funny, it's doubly cute because that's sort of a tribute to the system that I was working on. Because Mario in real time, the Merc thing, was originally just the head. You know, and this is how nice Nintendo is to me. You know, they do like the floating head of Mario, and I'm doing that for a few years. And then one day I arrive, and like there's Wario's head. I'm like, oh, look at that. You know, I'm at CES. Yeah, we want you to do a voice for this character. You know, and it's like so nice. All through the years, they've been so nice. And then one day there was like Donkey Kong was in real time. You know, so I was doing Donkey Kong. I go to a session, and all of a sudden there's this character Waluigi in Mario Kart 64, and then all of a sudden, you know, I go up and we want you to do Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, you know, oh my goodness, for Partners in Time, and it's like it's just and Metal Mario, you know, it's like you're in the session, it's like oh, and we'd like you to do this. It's like what an incredible gift. It's like every time I go, it's not only great sushi, it's like here's a present, you know, really cool.
We're gonna try this again all together.
Sure.
The red
sweater. Hi.
See how it works.
If you created your own storyline for Mario, what would it be about?
If I created my own story about Mario, what would it be about? It would be about a princess who got kidnapped. You know, I'm not a good story-er thing, like creator that way.
Something random.
Or something random. You know, well, Mario would be this incredibly wonderful hero, and I mean, I love that kidnapping the princess, but I have no idea. You know, I just go, you know, the great thing about being an actor is you go in and you do the lines you're given, and then you go, ooh, and wouldn't it be fun if we did this, and wouldn't it be fun to do that? You know, so that's your life, you know, and that's my life is taking something, making it as fun as I can, and then trying to add different dimensions to it to make it even more fun. I'd add, you know, characters and fun and play, and that's what it's all about.
So I think we have time for one more.
That's it?
I know. But we'll have more time.
Oh, we just always, what did we do? Yeah?
We got the boss. I'm not the boss.
I'm not the boss, you're the boss.
Hey, Brian!
That's Brian, he's known as the boss. 21 minutes. Yeah.
The next panel's going to be really tight.
Oh, okay. So in 20 minutes, then I'm going to leave. But I'll go downstairs and we're going to do autographing things then. Right after that.
Okay.
Unless you want me to. I mean, I'm just...
I think everyone gets tired. We all know. That's the difference. All right. You have more questions? Okay, we'll do that. Real quick one. Are you here autographing tomorrow?
I'm here autographing. Yes, from 11 to 1, I'm autographing. Then I'm being taken whisked to the airport because I've got to get down to
I forgot my Mario shirt at home. I gotta come back.
Oh yeah, come back. There it is. You got to come back. See? Yeah, if you don't have something today, you forget something today. Bring it tomorrow. 11 to 1. Isn't that right? 11 to 1. Yeah.
Yeah, well, right up into that.
If you got to create the story, except because he's kidnapped, be Daisy.
Oh, that's a good idea. It would be Daisy.
Spotlight.
And then Luigi could go rescue her, and then get a kiss on the nose, and little hearts would come bursting out of him. Hi, Luigi.
Oh yeah, I love Daisy.
Right in the black shirt. Yeah. Do you ever get an opportunity to just kind of mess with somebody with your voice? Like maybe ordering a pizza or something like that?
You know, do I ever get the opportunity to mess with people with voice? You know, I'm so profoundly respectful of the characters. I don't ever want to mess with it, you know, and I cherish this relationship. It's like the most important relationship of my life in so many ways, you know, because it spreads into so many other beautiful relationships. So I don't do anything that would compromise the character. But I did one time, there was a British film crew, and they said, we're going to go in there, and we want you to order a burger as Mario. And I said, oh, can I get the hamburger? I don't know if it was funny or not, but I feel like, well, this is kind of stretching it, But I think it worked. I think people enjoyed that interview. But I don't do it personally, I go into and I just don't do that.
There's no telemarketers with really weird, like, phrases. I didn't buy it. He was so happy.
Yeah, he's so happy.
In the Mario hat.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Pikachu! That's Mario's favorite Pokemon. There he is, Pikachu! Pikachu. I said, hello, I'm a Mario. What's your name? He said, Pikachu. I said, oh, Gesundheit. My name's Mario. What's your name? Pikachu! Oh, my goodness, you must have allergies. Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu! Oh, you named Pikachu! And we've been friends ever since.
Voice or portray any character from any medium of art, even if they are portrayed by someone else, who would it be and why?
Who would I do if I could portray somebody else's character?
Any character at all. If you have any character that you chose to portray, who would it be and why?
Wow. I've never thought about that. I'm so happy doing what I do, Who would it be? I wish I had the talent of Mel Blanc. That man to me was like the most incredible, because he's the grandfather of it all and created all these voices that other people, still to me, if somebody says to me, oh, we want a character, this little dweebish, I go like that, and I know who that belongs to. That was him, So it was rather than a particular character, I wish I had that level of talent because it's really stunning. What a guy, Did you ever see that poster when he passed away? It was all the characters standing in front of the Warner Brothers logo, and they all had their hats off and there, a moment's silence. It was like, oh, how appropriate,
I found a lot of times too with the voice actor community. It seems really tight-knit.
Yeah.
You've got like Rob Paulson, you've got John DiMaggio, you've got like Jim Cummings, and I don't know if you've ever heard the Rob Paulson's podcast.
No.
Oh, it's really quite good.
Really?
But yes, just talk, you and I.
I'll watch it.
But do you find I think a lot of that's connected to the fact too that you are the voice of childhoods, like you were saying. Like there are kids in the audience right now. There are us grown-up kids at heart that you have been with this huge journey on of those. The happy memories are shouting at us from a screen.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's got some of that tied to it? Or?
Yeah, I think so. It's so cool. I was after doing it for 20 some odd years, you have parents coming and saying, I played your games and now my kids are playing and I get to play with my kids. And that's always touching to me. I was in Germany at meeting some troops and doing autographs with troops, and this guy was in uniform, and he's like, he's waiting, and I finished up and he goes, I said, hi, and he comes over and he says, well, sir, I just want to say, sir, your grandkids must be very proud of you, sir. And I was like 50 years old. I said, I'm only 50 years old. I can't be a grandfather. He goes, well, so my dad's 48 and he has 3 grandkids by me alone. Well, boy, okay, that's when you realize, oh, I'm this middle-aged, I'm old. But it is great. It's like a huge part of the honor of it is to make an impact on people's lives. I'm so glad Mario is such a nice person and such a great character. I mean, I love all these other actors that I meet at shows and things that, the guy that does Halo, Steve, I can't remember his last name, but, great, the guy that does...
Master
Chief.
Steve Downs.
Steve Downs. Get all your life for getting your own name. Steve Downs. A terrific guy, I love his story too, that he's he's a voice actor, he just does voice. He has a radio show, he's doing all this stuff. One day he gets this job, he goes and does this animation, for a video game, and he's down in Florida at his brother's house, and the nephew is playing the game with his pals, and he goes over and he goes, hey, what is that game there? I said, well, this is, oh, well, I think I did a voice on that game. And oh yeah, right. What voice? Master Sergeant, Master somebody? It was like, and like 15 minutes later, there was a line around the block of people like, "You're kidding me! Is that you really? Oh my God!" You know, so it's amazing. You know, it's such a gift to do what you love to do, and then to get recognition for it is really cool. So, you know, I always say thank you. It's always because of people that love the games, because of you that I get to be here, and you know, so thanks. I'm glad you laughed.
As a huge advocate of video gaming, gamification, and bringing people together in video games, did you play games with your family? And if you're still playing games now, what are you promoting in today?
Now, you know, that's a good question. Yeah, as a huge proponent of video games, do I play with my family, and I helped raise 3 girls, and we used to play Mario Kart a lot. And then one of my friends had I call him my nephew. You know, he lives in Japan. He's like 6 years old, comes over and just trounces me in any game he plays. You know, he would taunt me in Mario Kart. He goes, "Oh, you can do it this time." And then, then I'm off, and I'm like, "Oh, you got me again." You know, and I do play the games. I'm not very good at them, but I really enjoy. You know, when I see the game for the first time, when I play to the levels that I can get to, I have so much fun. It's really, it's amazing. I love Mario games. I can't wait for E3 to find out what's coming up next.
Well, that was speculation and all that. Well,
Speculation bound. That's right.
A quick question. What's your favorite console?
What's my favorite console? Well, you know, I really love the Wii U, to tell you the truth, because I love the games that you can play with that. I love Luigi's Haunted Mansion. I love that new aspect of being able to be the person that's hiding. I really enjoy that. I think, you know, the Wii U is an amazing console that it will take time before people realize the incredible potential of it, and then it will be like, oh my goodness, you know. I always have such a huge faith in Nintendo because the keel is deep in the water, and the aim is the same place. It's making great games. So any platform that's made, or any game that's made, is not to like, oh wow, look what we can do. Wow, it's to make that great game. It's like, oh, we'll make a platform in 3D, because then we can make a great game, you know. And so the great game idea is first, and the platform comes to support that. So you know, every time there's a new platform, I'm excited by it.
Are you kind of like the Xbox or PS3, or are you strictly Nintendo?
The question was, am I strictly Nintendo, or am I a fan of
most consoles?
No, I only play Mario games and Nintendo games, yeah. And I'm not very good at Zelda games, but I always wanted to introduce, what's the name, what's that game where the zombies come out and rip people's flesh off? the one that came out. Oh boy. Oh boy. You mean there's more than one zombie game? I did not know that. Well, it's just like a Mario game, but completely different.
Well, because he gets to come back with several lives.
Oh, yeah, see? It's exactly the same. Sorry, I forgot the question. Oh, consoles. Yeah, that's right, consoles. Yeah.
I think Xbox has one. So our next Xbox. Rate it. Yeah.
I heard you talking earlier about Metal Mario.
Yeah.
I was wondering, do you know how they do that voice? Like, because it almost sounds like someone talking into a spinning fan or something.
You know, I don't know what they do, but I'll tell you, it is amazing what the engineers, the audio engineers can do. I do it like a slightly deeper pitched voice, and just more of a gentle projection like that, and so then they take that and they synthesize it or whatever they do to it, but I'm like, yahoo! I love that character too. It looks so cool.
We've got one right around the side.
Yeah.
Have you always wanted to be a voice actor, or was it something that just kind of happened?
Wow, did I always want to be a voiceover actor, or is it something that just happened? That's a great question, because I was in college studying political science with a theory emphasis at UC Berkeley with the intention of going to law school afterwards and then heading into diplomacy so I could live overseas again, because I lived in Spain and France and England, or Spain and France growing up. And I'm fundamentally a bit of a brat. I couldn't get, there was one professor that was brilliant, on political theory. And he'd say, well, what is the nature of man? Because the idea is, everyone has an idea of the nature of what mankind is. The Hobbesian sort of man that's evil and vicious and needs laws and government to shut them down from being bad, or the sort of Lockean things that man is basically good and society is there to help with that structure. And I'm like, and his final exam was, what is the nature of man according to Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, Voltaire, and whoever else. And question one. And question two, what is your idea of the nature of man? And it's the first time in my academic life I'd ever been asked to think. And I'm like, holy cow, you got a 3-hour final or a 2-hour final, you spend like 15 minutes writing down what everybody else thinks, and then spend the rest, an hour and 45 minutes writing down what I felt, And I thought, that's the professor I want. That's what I'm going to write my thesis for. I'm going to go straight on into that. That's how I'm going to do it. Went back to UC Berkeley, my final 2 quarters to go, and couldn't get a single class with him. And the TA said, I'm sorry, I can't get you in this class. I said, it's my major, it's my thesis. I'm going to write my thesis for him, sorry. And so I went, okay, if I can't have what I want, I quit. And so I walked out the door of Sadler Gates thinking I'd go back, And a friend of mine at a junior college said, well, why don't you come and take an acting class from me? And I said, there is no way I could ever take an acting class from anybody. There's no way I could ever stand in front of people and speak, And he goes, no, you can do it. Just come take acting class. I said, there's no way. I can't do it. He goes, no, come on, do it. And I don't know why. I do know why. He said, if you come and take an acting class, we can have lunch in the student thing where they have student chefs. And so we have a great lunch, and then we'll go to class. And I said, food? So I did it, and I remember the first time, and this is a long story, but I have a quick answer for what he said. I don't do quick answers. So I get up to do my first monologue, which is from the Spoon River anthology, perfect thing for young actors. It's like people that all died in this town, and they get up, they come back from the dead. Zombies! To say, well, I died like this, and I'm my character Bob, my name's Bob, and I died the most horrible death, it's classic stuff that you can ham up and everything. And I like wait until I'm the last possible actor, last possible student. There's nobody else to go. I'm like up against the wall, sweating like crazy, and Charles, you're up. I'm like, Luigi, and I get up there and I'm shaking like this, and I'm like, oh gosh, my right leg is shaking. I better put my weight on it. And I put my weight on that one, and it's like that. The left one's, oh gosh, okay. Spread your legs apart a little bit wider and put your weight evenly. That's it, you got it, And I do this monologue, and I'm like sweating, and I do, and at the end of the day, everyone is, yay! And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I lived through that. And I go and sit down, and people are like, wow, you're the only person that wasn't nervous. No, it was amazing. You've got talent, And I'm like, oh yeah, right. I've got the talent, So, I just kept doing monologues and then scenes and then things like that, and all of a sudden, I just started getting less nervous and started enjoying more. And the school auditioned for Midsummer Night's Dream, and I wanted to be Oberon, the lead, the King of the Fairies. And in college things, you watch everybody else audition. So I watched everybody else audition, and I'm still thinking I'm going back and be a lawyer and international politics stuff. And I watch everybody audition. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go do my audition now. And I go up. Hi, I'm Oberon, And I get up there, and I did my Oberon speech, and I got on stage, and I went, wow, I nailed it. I am going to be Oberon, yahoo, and so I'm like going around, oh yeah, Oberon, who's your Oberon, And the casting comes out 3 or 4 days later, as it is wont to do, and everybody's there, and I'm like, well, I'll just take a look and see who I'm playing. And I go up and I look, and it's like, not only did I not get Oberon, the King of the Fairies, I didn't get a fairy, I didn't get a performer, I didn't get a spear holder, I didn't get a, page turner. I got absolutely nothing. And that lit a fire in me to go okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to become an actor. And I don't know why. I took a speech classes, we did speech tournaments, we won first place in the state and the nation, and I'm like, okay, that's not good enough, I want to go, and then all of a sudden Berkeley Rep came and auditioned for an apprenticeship program, and I went there, and all the same people were there, and I auditioned with the part of Oberon, even though the guys that played Oberon and all those guys were also auditioning, and I got the apprenticeship. And from that I went to acting school. I had no intention whatsoever. And so I'm doing theater for 10 years. I think, I don't like doing theater anymore. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try business. Fell completely on my face in business. And a guy calls me up and goes, hey, do you want to come and audition for a corporate video? And I said, sure. What's a corporate video? Well, it's just like acting, but it's for a corporate. Oh, really? You know, and it's a video. You know, and okay, well, cool. And so I went and I auditioned for it, and not doing Oberon. I auditioned for it, and I got the part, and it paid more in a day than I got in a week of doing the theater. I'm like, note to self, this is good, you know. And it was fun doing a character, you know. I played a guy from Monolithic Memories, you know, a long defunct company. But then I'm sitting there and I'm doing those, and I'm hundreds of these corporate videos, having a great time. And one day I get this call to do a commercial, and I'm doing, I can't remember the name of it, you know, it's Whistler's mother. No, not Whistler, it's Whistler fame. You know, he's the guy with the pitchfork and his wife in front of the house. American Gothic, thank you very much. American Gothic. And I'm standing there, you know, and we shoot the commercial, and the producer goes, great, fantastic. Okay, listen, G, you know, I'm just doing my great acting job. Yeah, so he goes, great, do you do voiceover? And I go, sure, what's that? He goes, well, here, just read this script, you know. And I said, oh, okay. Orchard Supply Hardware, the right item at the right price, right now. That's great, thank you very much. Here's another $250. I'm like, I'm a voice actor. I'm such a believer in like find your aim and do your things, but I've also been the guy that just stumbles and falls into everything, and everything in my life has been a gift. As being here has been a gift. You know, Brian came up to me at E3 last year and said, hey, you want to come and do a show? I said, sure, you know. So it's all a gift, and falling into voiceover, well, you know, it's been the best gift ever.
And we were so happy that you came up from San Francisco that we put some outside for you.
Yeah! I know, do you see that?
They're building Godzilla.
Yeah.
They're calling it Nautilus. No one's fooled.
I just want to say thank you very much to everybody at Vancouver Retro Gaming. I wish I was there. Wait, I was there, but I'm not there now. But if I were, I would say thank you very much for playing my games. Woo-hoo!